So today's video is pretty important on the Lamborghini. We're gonna get it 100% drivable, bring it to the shop, have them do a once over and a full alignment to get this car 100% drivable. If you guys have seen in the past 5 videos, of course I've done a lot getting this car back on the road. Drivability wise, it's like 90% fixing the shock, fixing the brake line, fixing bolts that were gone in the rear control arm area. Have done a lot. One more thing to get the car drivable is to replace the rear spindle hub assembly. This one bushing that you can see, I've made a makeshift one with a rubber bushing just to get the car working. However, it requires a 2-inch long metal bushing that is hydraulically pressed in place. So we're gonna show you the time lapse how I did that. And then once the new spindle is in place, that should make the car perfect to where the slight wobble I'm still feeling is completely gone. Now I did have the rear wheel balance just to make sure it's not bent, and thankfully it's not bent. The rear wheel is in perfect shape, just a little bit of curb rash, which we'll address later. Next up, we're gonna get the side mirror reinstalled. Here is all I have left of the passenger side mirror. So needless to say, I love weight savings, but this isn't the way to do it. So I found a really nice used one from a Superleggera. So we have a genuine OEM carbon fiber side mirror that we're going to install on the side of the car. Comment below, should I go carbon fiber? Should I replace the other side? I can get a whole mirror cap assembly, go carbon, or should I end up replacing this mirror cap and go with the OEM white? And then we're gonna drive the car, it should drive perfect, get an alignment, and get the car dialed in. So at the halfway point, you can see here is the new spindle with this metal bushing. On the original one, I've kind of created my own rubber bushing with a metal collar in it. That was basically just to get the car drivable, which I obviously needed. Now the biggest difference is, here is the OEM Lamborghini bolt. In here, as you can see, there's a lot of wiggle room in that metal collar, and of course the rubber bushing is gonna allow a lot of give. In this metal one, which is 2 inches long, as you can see, there is no give left and right. So with the new suspension, of course, the brakes all fixed. Other things that I fixed here, we're about 90%, but this bushing definitely made the car still wobbly. So with all that said, now everything is ready to be reinstalled with the new spindle. Brake rotor, I had to heat up a little bit, then I popped it off the hub, but now it's time to put it all back together, and then we can get the car out and about. With the door panel removed, I can just take the new plugs here and we're gonna connect them into the wiring harness that's already on this door. So just making some adjustments. All right, goes all those directions. And power folding doesn't seem to be working. The seller did say it did, so I might have to double check on that. Could be a loose wire on the inside. But nonetheless, at least the basic movements work, and this will work for now, but eventually I'll have to take this apart and get that fixed. So to install the mirror through the window, I went ahead and taped on a plastic pipe. That's gonna make it to where it's a lot easier to then fish this all the way through. We can just slide all the cables inside. And then I'm just gonna reach up through that speaker hole to at least put one of these on. All right, so here's a quick look from my angle. This is what I pulled back, and we just have that cable coming out through here. And then through that speaker hole, you can take a look inside and you can see those 3 holes right there. That is those bolts of the mirror. And then we can fish all these back through here. So one last look now before we pull it outside. It does at least manually fold. So worst case for right now, I can manually fold it in. So I'll have to figure that out. Perhaps maybe the motor inside just isn't working. But carbon fiber does look cool. We'll get out in the sunlight to see what I think with the carbon superleggera wing and then the OEM white mirror on the other side. But let's go ahead now real quickly, put the door all back together. All right, there we go. Door panel is on, and now let's see what it looks like with a carbon fiber mirror. I like that a lot better than I thought. So that might be a little bit of a tough decision. But with all that said, now let's get this thing outside. It is on to a new day. Yesterday I drove the car 40 miles all around just my area, and it felt really, really nice just driving the car again like normal. There's no weird wobble or anything. The brakes work. Everything just feels so much better. Steering wheel is a little off, so right now we're going to get an alignment. Oh, but it's been so nice just kind of rack up some miles. A whole new feeling being able to drive this car and actually drive it. Gosh, it is so awesome. I love driving this car. It's been living up to everything about being my dream car, aside from obviously crashing. I don't even care. Like, just being in this car gets me so excited. Wow. Oh, you don't even know. That feeling is just amazing just to be in this car again. So those are the before measurements with the Lambo up on the lift. Like I said, car drives a heck of a lot better. He's gonna double check just some of the bolts and things like that, make sure it's looking good under there, and then work on the alignment section to get it perfect. He's got the steering wheel nice and straight, and then like you've already seen, it's really simple with the 2 bolts down there to do the alignment. All right, so he is wrapping up the alignment now, just putting the under tray on. From what we're finding with the alignment on this car, there's no bent frame or anything, no control arms are bent. The car, like I've said, mechanically is in good shape, which is really good to see. Obviously, no real mechanical damage happened. It's really just the cosmetic stuff. And those bolts that snapped in the beginning are what took the beating for that control arm area. So nice to see alignment all is dialed in perfectly. No bent wheels, no bent arms. That is a huge, huge plus. And once he gets that dialed in, of course, I can drive home again with a straight steering wheel, which will be pretty nice. But car's really coming together, and it's super nice to get a once over done now from the mechanical frame side of it to know this car is actually drivable. My brake line, no leaks or anything down there as well, so everything's in tip-top shape, which is super nice. So nice driving the car now with it perfectly aligned. Drives so good. Sounds amazing. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Oh, I miss this car so much. Man, it sounds amazing. We are on to another new day now. Man, oh man. So I have driven the car now about 75 miles throughout this video that you guys have seen. Obviously this video has been filmed over the course of a few different days, but it is so nice to actually drive this car. It is unreal. Absolutely unreal. Car drives 100% normal. There's nothing weird about it. It is straight. Steering wheel is perfectly straight. There's no bounciness, no wobbliness. My buddy Shay is who you guys just saw work on the alignment. I've known him for a very long time. He knows every car inside and out, so he dialed it in perfectly. Always a big shout out to him whenever he works on one of my cars. But the cool thing is with the alignment, given how it wasn't that off, that would indicate there's no frame damage, no bent arms or control arms or anything like that, no bent wheel, obviously, since we had that balance. So the car is one tough old thing to where literally nothing happened in the incident that actually damaged anything. The car is in tip-top shape. Those bolts took a beating. But it is so, like, I can't even comprehend how nice it is to be driving in this car right now with it driving 100%. Like, I bought this car to drive it, my all-time childhood dream car, to completely drive it perfectly. Gotta go to neutral real quick, is absolutely amazing. All right, so now, like I talked about with the mirrors, let's go ahead and actually take a look at them now that it's sunny. Rained all day yesterday, so I couldn't really do anything. So do I go Superleggera carbon fiber mirrors, or do I stick with the OEM gloss white? So on the original side, white mirror caps looks really good. I love the shape of them, just how aggressive they look. So it does look really nice. You got the carbon wing in the back. And then over on this side, what do you think of the black color then for the mirror cap? Up close is when you notice all the carbon fiber, which looks really, really cool. Of course, it matches my Superleggera spoiler that I installed in a previous video. But comment below, what do you guys think? Vote down below, let me know. Do I go carbon fiber, or do I stick with the OEM and rock white mirror caps? But that is about gonna wrap it up for today's video. That is a huge milestone of a video. The car is 100% drivable. That is amazing. And at this point, it's really just the rear fender now. The taillight should be here next week. That took a minute to get here from Italy. And then I have almost all my rear bumper stuff. I have the grille, I have the support, I have the bumper cover. I'm just waiting on the diffuser. And then I'm gonna need a few little tabs here and there to, of course, attach everything. But anyways, I think that is about it then. Gonna wrap up today's video. Doing that new spindle was definitely a good way to go versus trying to get like that bushing machined. New spindle wasn't all too expensive and actually a pretty straightforward installation. It really wasn't that hard. But that dialed in drivability 100%. Alignment checked out, new mirror. A car like this without a mirror is really hard to do anything because you just can't see anything. So we are looking good. And I cleaned all the wheels. They're all in really good shape. Just a little bit of curb rash on the one rear wheel. So I'll get that refinished eventually. But there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you all in the next video.